In 2019, Los Angeles Clippers made a blockbuster trade to acquire Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder, as this was a pivotal move for both franchises and the NBA, as they were giving up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a young rookie who showed a lot of potential, Danilo Gallinari, 5 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps for a record-setting number of draft picks. And this was pivotal because for the NBA, this was a record-setting number of draft picks, and it changes a lot of the future, as now we see guys like Mikal Bridges getting traded for just as many first-round picks and nowhere near the caliber of Paul George. And for the Clippers, obviously this was a big move as they were able to sign Kawhi Leonard the same offseason. So they were forming a big duo with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers, a franchise that has seen little to no success, hoping that this could finally be the move that actually makes them have some type of success. And for the Oklahoma City Thunder, this looked like they were going into a rebuild, as trading Paul George away left this team with only Russell Westbrook, who wasn't on the team for much longer, and they were going a younger route completely, obviously acquiring someone like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now what the Clippers have done since this trade is in 2019-2020 season, the bubble year, they went 49-23. They lost in the Western Conference Finals. The 2020-2021 season, they went 47-25 and again lost in the Western Conference Finals. And in 2021-2022 season, they went 42-40 and they lost in the play-in. And this is the infamous Pat Bev year of him standing on the podium while on the Timberwolves against his former team. In 2022-2023 season, they went 44-38, lost in the first round. 2023-2024 season, they made the James Harden trade, hoping that this could finally help them actually win an NBA Finals. They went 51-31 and ended up losing in the first round, so they still could not get it done. Now for the Thunder in this time, in 2019-2020 season, they went 44-28 in the bubble year, lost in the first round, played way over expectations, and this is the year that they had Chris Paul come to the team. 2020-21 season, they went 22-50. Obviously, it looked a lot more like what you expected out of this young Oklahoma City Thunder team in a rebuild. In the 2021-2022 season, they went 24-58 as they got 2 wins better. But obviously, for a team that you still expected to not do good, as they were still in the middle of a rebuild. In the 2022-2023 season, they went 40-42 and lost in the play-in. But obviously, for a young team, you saw that this team started to build up some potential. And at the end of the season, they looked like a way better team than their record was. In the 2023-2024 season, they went 57-25 and lost in the second round after being the first seed in the West with a relatively really young team, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being in the top 3 of MVP voting. So now you fast forward 5 years later from that trade, and who has won the trade? It is a complete flip-flop as from what people thought 5 years ago. Paul George obviously signing with the Philadelphia 76ers means that the Clippers lost Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, 5 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps for essentially nothing, as they didn't even win the championship in the time that Paul George was in LA. And even if Paul George stayed on the Clippers, it still looked like the Thunder still won the trade, as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander now looks like a better player than Paul George, and they also are adding a whole bunch of first-round picks onto this team. And with him leaving for nothing, you could see at the top, the Clippers losing Paul George for nothing is such a Clippers thing to do. And so now the Clippers, their time to win a championship is officially over. And this trade obviously is a big piece of maybe why it's not the best idea to trade a lot of your future assets for a player, expecting that to be the move that changes your whole franchise, as what looked like it could change for the better for the Clippers changed for the worse, and what looked like at the time for a lot of Thunder fans that they were not happy going into rebuild. Now they look like the ones who have won the trade and look like they are the ones with a really, really, really rich future in the NBA. So if you take a look now with the Clippers team that they currently have, they have a roster of Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Norman Powell, Ivica Zubac, P.J. Tucker, Terrence Mann, Derrick Jones Jr., Nicholas Batum, Bones Highland, Russell Westbrook, Amir Coffey, Kobe Brown, Kevin Porter, Mo Bamba, Chris Dunn, and Jordan Miller. So if you look at that roster, obviously nowhere near the level of contending for a NBA Finals. And they don't have salary cap either to spend on any players. So I don't know what's next for this team, as without your first round draft picks, with a relatively older team also, especially with your top two guys being Kawhi Leonard and James Harden, 35 and 33. It's not looking good at all for the Clippers, as the era for them of actually trying to compete is over. It is done. This team is cooked, basically, with not having draft picks. They only have two aging stars on the team. And unless they can make some type of move for another third star, this team's time to win is definitely over. If we had to think about what they could do, it would probably have to be something pairing P.J. Tucker and Norman Powell, as pairing them could get you a player up to $30 million. But what draft picks can they give up to actually try to get a star player with that? I don't know who they could end up getting for that package, as it does not look good at all for them. Now we flip-flop on the other side. Take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder roster. They have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Isaiah Hartenstein, Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, Kenrich Williams, Cason Wallace, Ousmane Dieng, Jalen Williams again, and then Adam Flagler. And then this does not include their draft picks in Nikola Topic, Dylan Jones, and then I think some of the other second-round picks. But yeah, so if you look at this roster, it obviously looks a lot different, as, you know, this team is amazing. This team has a lot of depth, a lot of good players. They have an MVP candidate in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And this team's also really, really young. They're also a team that's seen as one of the winners of the offseason after the Alex Caruso trade and signing Isaiah Hartenstein. While on the other side, the Clippers look like a complete loser, as they lost Paul George for nothing, and the only thing they've really got is Mo Bamba, Chris Dunn, Kevin Porter, and Derrick Jones. So it's not looking good for the Clippers at all. And so, you know, I don't know what their next move is, but it is officially over for them. And I don't know what's going to happen with Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, as we do see James Harden leave his team quite a bit. And then we also see, you know, Kawhi Leonard is getting older. He probably is trying to look to compete. It doesn't look like the Clippers are going to last for too much longer. And, you know, I just wanted to make a video quickly to kind of maybe for anyone, if for whatever reason a GM is watching, maybe this is a reason to reconsider trading a lot of draft picks for a star player and expecting it to change your whole franchise, as it does change your whole franchise sometimes, but not in a good way. So obviously, you know, that's really all for this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think next is going to happen for, obviously, the Thunder, who look to be really, really good and a young team. And what do y'all think is next for the Clippers, as it does not look good at all for that team? I mean, if you take a look at the roster, they are nowhere near level of competing at all. They're just not. But yeah, that's really it. The last thing I will say is I do want to hear some feedback of if you guys want higher quality of production but less videos during the week, as I'm obviously only doing this alone. So, you know, it's basically a quality over quantity thing. Do you want quantity of a lot of videos, but they obviously don't have super high level production, or videos more so that, I'm kind of trying to get out there, but they don't have high level production. So y'all let me know what format you would like more. Kind of put this together pretty quickly, so it's not too good in depth and stuff, but I still try to at least give y'all some type of visual. But yeah, so those are basically taking a look back at one of the trades in NBA history that looked now to be one of the worst trades in NBA history, if you ask me. But that's it. Y'all let me know, like I said, about what you think's next for the Clippers and for the Thunder. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.